These motorcycle riders must really be out of their minds. The suspects, who are risking everything to escape the police, have no idea of the grim fate that awaits them. Do motorcycles stand a chance against police cars with steel bumpers? The most intriguing footage and the details in the police reports will surprise you. The action is about to begin.
He's down.
A high-performance white Honda CBR 600 was speeding down US 422 like a rocket. Despite heavy traffic, the motorcycle traveling at 90 miles per hour was running red lights and making dangerous passing maneuvers. Officer Brandon Walker immediately turned on his sirens and gave chase. With the throttle wide open, the driver weaved along the median between the two lanes, practically inviting an accident. His speed was over 100 miles per hour and kept increasing. This motorcycle has 120 horsepower. While this may seem low when compared to cars, it is quite high for a motorcycle. It is extremely difficult for police units to catch a motorcycle of this type using standard police vehicles. The rider, who had no intention of stopping, was apprehended in a certain area thanks to the coordinated efforts of the police. Despite the oncoming police vehicle, the rider refused to stop and violently crashed into Officer Walker's patrol car. The impact of the collision sent the rider flying into a grassy area. Police officers quickly ran to the suspect's side and administered first aid to the injured man. Miraculously still alive, the driver appeared before the judge, facing a substantial case against him. In another incident that took place on Interstate 31 of Arkansas's most famous highways, a sport motorcycle rider practically put the police through their paces. Officer Bluford was patrolling the highway when he spotted a motorcycle traveling at high speed and driving recklessly. The officer immediately turned on his sirens and gave chase. Suddenly exiting the highway and leaving the police car in a tight spot, the motorcycle rider tried every possible route to escape. With the suspect constantly checking over his shoulder, let's see if he can really outrun the police. What are your thoughts on the fact that nearly all of these chases take place in the U.S.? Is there more crime in the U.S., or does it just seem like there are more cases because everything is recorded? Please share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy high-speed police chases and detailed police reports, don't forget to subscribe. You can support us by giving us a hype rating. Thank you.
West on the west surface road. No traffic. Turning a right. Continuing westbound on the surface road. White shirt, he's signaling this, but he's signaling.
After the chase continued for a while, the driver signaled with a hand gesture that he was going to stop, but he just wouldn't stop. He continued to drag the police along behind him like a shadow.
Taking a right, coming up on University. Speed's 30. We're at University in the Frankfurt Service Road. We might be stopping now. No, we're just taking off. We're north on University. Wide traffic.
When they reached University Avenue, the police decided to take action rather than let the situation drag on any longer. As the motorcycle was making a turn, Officer Highland lightly collided with it, knocking it over. The suspect jumped off his motorcycle and began fleeing on foot. The police officers, who did not let him get away, caught him. No suspicious items were found on the suspect, but he was taken into custody for fleeing from the police.
Signaling, he's going to stop. Stand by.
A black sport motorcycle that appeared every night on Mockingbird Road was disturbing other people. Following yet another report, Officer A. Matthews set out in pursuit of the motorcycle and tracked down the suspect. The sport motorcycle's roaring exhaust echoed through the streets.
Notify Dawson County. Notify Dawson County. Mount Tabor Road.
We're on Mount Tabor Road. Mount Tabor Road.
Alright, I believe we passed up Mount Tabor. I don't know the name of this road right here. Stand by. U-turn, U-turn.
Motorcycle's lights were missing, and it was barely visible in the darkness of the night. It also had no license plate. The police officer stepped on the gas to set up a roadblock and pulled in front of the motorcycle. The determined officer, who refused to let the rider escape even as he attempted to make a U-turn and flee, finally forced the suspect to give up. The second attempt was successful. The motorcycle was forced into the right lane and came to a complete stop. The man, who refused to get off the motorcycle and kept his hands on the handlebars, was subdued with a stun gun. When the police officer examined the man closely, he realized he was under the influence of an illegal substance. He also didn't have a driver's license, and there was an arrest warrant out for him. All these charges were stacked against him, and the suspect appeared before a judge. In this incident, which occurred at night on Interstate 85, a motorcycle was speeding. A police officer in Coweta County ordered the rider to stop, but the rider chose to flee. The officer immediately gave chase and pursued the suspect for a while. However, upon receiving a dispatch order to abandon the pursuit, he stopped chasing the suspect. Another police officer spotted the motorcycle again, but this officer had no intention of abandoning the pursuit. The suspect made the situation even more dangerous by accelerating and flouting all traffic laws. He disregarded every rule, running red lights and making improper lane changes. The officer moved in to intercept the motorcyclist. However, the trooper's first attempt was unsuccessful. The suspect, who managed to evade the police, opened the throttle all the way. The sirens and lights of the officer right behind him were so intense they were almost hypnotic. The driver, whose attention was completely scattered, began to make mistakes. His final mistake, in particular, sealed his fate.
I'm sorry, right on lunch. We're out on lunch today. Anyone getting out? 10 feet,
After turning onto a forest road and driving for a while, it was too late by the time he turned into a location with a closed gate. The man, who had ridden his motorcycle up the slope next to the gate, fell off the motorcycle and surrendered. No illegal substances were found on him, but a legally carried Taurus brand handgun was seized. The suspect was arrested and sent to jail.